Hey, welcome to the Toolshed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so glad that you joined us today. I'm hanging out with my buddy Eddie McFarlane. How are you today?
I am well. It's good to be back in the shed.
It is. You know, the Toolshed is brought to you by Schedule Engine, and we're super excited about Season 2. Our good friends at Emerson are sponsoring this episode, and so we're thankful that you're here. We got a lot to cover today.
Man, it's a jam-packed. It's sort of like we last left our intrepid heroes facing that, and then we got to like recap, and then there's the new adventure. We got to introduce new character. No, we don't, but we got a lot to go through.
It's not jelly, it's jam.
I have no clue what that means, but let's keep going. This is fun.
Hey, we got a good episode today, and I'm excited about it. But really, we want to talk about what we're going to do in Season 2.
Yeah,
and what it's going to be about. And so Season 1 was all about spring training, and it was all about like getting ready for the summer. Now we've kind of lived through that summer. We made the harvest season work for us, right?
Right on.
And it's been super hot this summer in your area. I'm sure that's the case, right? And but Season 2 is going to be all about the huddle. So college football is starting right away. You know, the NFL is going to be playing. I love football. Where's my football? And hey, here it is. And so Season 2 is all about the huddle. And we're going to talk about like a meeting. We're going to box it up and give you a meeting. About 25, 30 minutes worth of, hey, here's a really good meeting for your service techs, for your plumbers, for your call center. It could be, like if you're a roofing company, it's be really good for your sales team, right? We're going to box that up. We're going to talk about like how to set up a room, how to turn the music up, how to have exercises, how not to make your meetings, your huddles about housekeeping.
Right on.
Right? If you could have sent me an email,
Yep.
why should we come to a meeting? Like just send me the email.
I get it. I have a shirt that says
but
that.
That's what Season 2 is all about. We're excited about it. I'm going to hang out with my buddies some more. We're going to invite a bunch of friends over. Toolshed's the place to be. Like, this is the place where we can make every job just a little bit easier for you.
Right on, right on. So as Jerry says, new format. We'll keep everything in the group for you. You'll see everything. We'll keep you up to date. We've got giveaways, shout-outs. HVAC Jess is back to share her apprentice journey. We'll do it a little bit different. We're going to do one format meeting. The next day, we're going to do a deep dive. If you like the subject, we're going to give you a little bit more to think about, a little bit more to apply it, and really take you through the journey a little bit deeper and make sure that we are helping you make your job and your life a little bit easier. The next day, we got tons and tons of questions about training. How did you guys learn it? How do you do it? What's best about this? And so we're bringing in an expert, and we're going to have training conversations every Thursday, and we're going to talk about how do you talk about a skills assessment with new hires? How do you career plan if you're a technician? How do you upskill? How do you cross-skill? So all kinds of things, again, to make yourself more valuable, make your team more capable, and ultimately your job a little easier. And then in addition to that, the one thing that we heard loud and clear is we want more ways to grow in our individual leadership, in our company leadership, and so we needed to find some smarter people. So we reached out to our friends. You now know everything we know. We got nothing left. So fortunately, Jerry and I are fortunate. We've said this off and on. Everything we know, we're not gurus. We're just people that have been fortunate to work with some really great people. And so, you know what? You're going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Fridays, we're going to have a sit down, and it's going to be a leadership conversation. We're going to learn everything from the mindset of leaders, how to deal with internal conflict in team building. We're going to learn about finances, and we're going to talk about it. You remember Season 1, we said we're going to keep it real. So we're going to have all of those. What kind of mistakes do our leaders see individuals making, and even companies? And so one of the sayings I love is like, you're a smart person if you learn from your mistakes, but you're a genius if you learn from other people's. And so we're going to bring in a ton of people this season. to help the IQ quotient a little bit and share.
What you're really saying is we're going to bring a bunch of people in here that have made a bunch of mistakes.
Yeah,
and they kind of have, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And they're going to share that knowledge with you. And hey, I'm going to take notes on Friday, just so you know.
So it's fun. Ultimately, the Toolshed is, it's sponsored by good friends at Schedule Engine in Emerson, but really it's for you. If we can do anything to help you or your team, your day, your week, your plans go better, then that's why we're here. We've loved the engagement. How good has it been meeting all the people in the Facebook group?
Oh, it's been fantastic.
Oh, it's so many great people, encouraging, really positive, and I was stunned, but because of every single one of you, season 1 ended up with, what was it, over 200,000 people viewed it?
Yeah.
Like almost 250,000. That's bonkers.
Bonkers.
Absolutely mental. I would have thought if we'd rounded out 100, I would have been happy.
100 people.
Yeah. But,
and my mom watched every episode.
Yeah, she might have been most of it. Yeah,
right.
But no, and it was across continents, and it's just a great adventure, and we're so grateful to be able to take this time for you. So thanks for coming along.
It also, we got a lot of people in our Facebook group from other trades.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just HVAC and plumbing. We got roofers watching us. We've got my friend Todd Brown's a dentist. Yep. He's taken all the things he's learned and changing his whole dental practice.
We've got spas, we've got builders' yards. It's everybody. So we're grateful you're here. So one thing that isn't changing is shout-outs. It's a great community. We're so happy, and I just want to say a huge hello and thank you to 2 teams that support Jerry and I a lot. We have the team from Haller Enterprises in our backyard. You have a hat? There you go.
I got a hat. Hold on. I mean, keep talking, but let me do my hat. There we go. How about this one?
Jerry's changing props. And the team at GEM, so up in Rhode Island, taking care of customers. It's been a crazy summer, and the way that we've been able to observe these teams step up and deal with supply shortages, extreme weather, everything that you've probably all faced, and do it with a smile and continue to take care of customers. It's just been really inspiring. So we're glad you're watching. Yep. Thanks for bringing along.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We had so much fun in season 1, and people everybody had 3 things to say about season 1. They said, "Hey, how did you and Eddie meet?" And we may talk about that a little bit on Fridays.
Yep.
I think you're actually going to interview me one Friday.
I am.
And so I won't be taking notes on myself. But hey, how did you meet, and where'd you get all that content? Yeah. And so we're gonna share that, and we're super excited to be back in the tool shed.
Love it. We're so excited. We're doing more giveaways. We're doing it. There's 3 ways each week. Each week we're going to give you a tool, a practical tool, an actual tool to help make your job easier. And so this week I'm pumped. It's I sort of have tool envy when I do this, but it's a WEHA 6-piece nut set for your impact driver or your cordless. Again, so you can zip through if you're on a rooftop and you've got like a whole bunch of nuts to remove, but
they're color coordinated.
They're color coordinated by size.
He picked out all the tools. They're awesome, by the way.
Yeah, they're pretty cool, and they should make your job easier. So here's the 3 ways to win. Invite someone to the Facebook, and if they join, you're in the running. Comment. Comment on the Facebook and start a conversation. And lastly, if you're a new member and you do join, we'll throw you in the winning too, because we'll be glad you're here. So that's it. 3 ways to win. Join the Facebook. I would encourage you all to take that. Jerry and I live the philosophy that no one person in the room is as smart as everyone in the room. That's why there's 2 of us here. And in that group, there's so many people that have such smart perspective. We've got coaches. We've got all kinds of things going on. And so there are people in there. If you have an issue or something that you want to share, there's people in that group that can help you. So go ahead, start the conversation. If you've got a project you're excited about, if you see something great about the trades, go ahead, join that. If you're an apprentice, join. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and that includes online. So
that's a fact, Jack.
Yeah, it's great to have those influences.
Yeah. So, hey, we talked about in season 1, like the Toolshed is not just about us sharing knowledge with you. It's about you sharing knowledge with us that we can pass along to other people and sharing knowledge in that group. So just keep that up. We love all the engagement.
So, along with learning, one of the things that we're excited to have is our good tool shed friend, easy for me to say, is HVAC Jess. Now, HVAC Jess we got to know her. She's got a great Instagram following. I'd go and follow her. She shares her daily routines, whether it's a rooftop, a commercial package, whatever. And she's sharing her HVAC journey. And we're super excited that she's joined us again for season 2. We have a video, and let's roll the video. I think that's what they
roll the tape.
Roll
I think
the tape
is what they say.
Oh, hi, tool shedders. This is HVAC Jess bringing you the apprentice tip of the week. Sometimes it feels like your apprenticeship is out of your control. Someone else is dictating what you learn and when you learn it, but that isn't necessarily the case. If you find that there's something that's interesting to you that you want to learn about before you're taught about it, take things into your own hands and go ahead and learn it. Don't forget how many resources we have at our disposal. If there's something you want to learn, you can find something on the internet about it. Find a YouTube channel. Companies put on webinars all the time. Read a book. Don't wait around for someone else to come and teach you that thing that you are interested in learning. Go ahead and learn it yourself. And when it's time for you to learn it, you might impress some people with your knowledge.
That's the first time I've seen that video.
Yep.
And man, the whole tool shed looks great.
Yep.
But what a good message.
It's right up our alley. She shares everything we talked about in season 1. Who's in control of your career? Who's in control of the decisions that you're making for your family, for your loved ones? She talks about not waiting, being an active participant. And I'll tell you what I love about this. And if you're an apprentice or you're starting on the earlier side of your career, regardless of your age, I got into this trade a little later than some. But what I get so inspired by this time around, Jerry, is, everyone, wants to paint this upcoming generation of blue-collar workers with the same brush. But what I find when I talk to them is the way they use technology, they go out there, and if there's something they want to learn more about, they just go do it.
Yeah.
When dinosaurs were roaming the earth and Jerry and I were out doing our thing, if you were on a unit and there was no install instructions, you better hope your Nextel had good reception because you were stuck.
Well, you called somebody, the smartest guy. Like, the smartest guy may not answer. Google always answers. There's always an app that you can get. Back in the day, you had to call somebody that actually knew the answer. And now, there's so many ways to learn, and I'm impressed by the younger people. I love being mentored by younger people.
Oh my gosh, there's so much to teach us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. I think of my friend Adam, a technician that I get to work with. Trevor, some of these people, and the tools they use, the Bluetooth connectivity and the way they're working smarter, and they're getting much more information out of systems. It's amazing, and I'm telling you, if you've got a team and you've got some people, I would absolutely recommend give them 10 minutes in a meeting sometime and say, hey, share something that you learned, or share a way that you like to learn. And a rising tide lifts all boats, because there is absolutely stuff to learn. I love what Jess shared there. It was so kind. So she's absolutely bang on.
Spot on.
Spot on. She's in control. And you know what? When you see someone that's focused on their own career, not waiting, but being appropriate at the same time, it's just super encouraging. And it's one of the reasons I feel good about the future of the trades. The trades are in good hands. Don't believe the hype.
That's the fact.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on. Yeah. All right. So let's have a little bit of fun. One of the things we talked about a lot was
a TikTok video.
Well, we're not doing TikTok, not yet. Not unless Leslie and her husband come and teach us. No, let's look at some memes. What do we got out there? We got a little bit of everything. We got some crappy installs. We got some memes. So let's pull up that first one. Now, right about now, if we're in a tool if we're in a group meeting, there's one guy that's starting to sweat because there's, whenever you talk about messy trucks, there's always one guy in the room that starts to get like a little.
It kind of slides down
everybody
in his
starts
seat
to
a little
stare
further.
at Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, is that your truck? Hey, listen, don't be that person. Jerry always talks about how like you've got your creeping customers and they're like at your van before you're out. They see it. Don't be that cat. All right.
Sloppy van means sloppy work.
That's
It doesn't matter
what-
if you do sloppy work.
That's what they're thinking.
It's the perception is reality. So when they come and peek into your van, and they mostly do that, if they see a hot mess like that, man, they're going to follow you around everywhere.
Good news is he's probably got the part in there somewhere.
He probably knows where the parts are in there.
All right.
But there's also like some dead animals in there too.
Let's take a look at the next one. All right, this is a bad day. I don't know who you are or where you are, but this is literally why fan pullers were invented. That is Technician 0, Fan Blade 1.
Yeah.
That's a bad day for, you can imagine the call, hey, my unit's making a funny noise. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, let's take a look at the next one.
It's like getting hit by one of those big throwing darts or stars.
Oh yeah,
right.
Absolutely. All right,
yeah.
here's this next one. This is hey, I don't want to push stuff on customers. It's still running, still good. This is a death trap waiting to happen. So make sure that when you're on the call, man, take a look around. Jerry calls this the circle.
Wow.
This is stuff that people are sending us. This is out in the wild. We're seeing this. We're getting ready to head into heating season. Man, you got to be your eyes and ears of your customers, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Like, hey, Mr. Homeowner, that gas furnace is only dangerous when it's running. So, like, don't use it.
Yeah, I can smell anything. Yeah, right. We got you. All right, next one. Okay, I don't know. Go home, Brazier. You're drunk. I think this falls definitely under. Can't see it from my house. That's
Wow. That's like blackout drunk.
I'm telling you, there's more braze in there than there is left on the truck. Hey, but as long as it holds, right? He must have used some wet block or something because he didn't scorch the paint.
Is more always better?
No, not in this case. Yeah. And if we're looking for positives, the paint job's good. Hey, as long as it holds. Customer is cool. It might have been a Friday night job. Hey, as always, here at the Toolshed, we want you to be proud of your work. We want you to
keep sending them in.
Yeah, keep sending. Yeah. Don't be that cat. Be proud of your work. Sign your work. Artists do. All right. Last thing before we jump into the topic, our good friend, HVAC reefer guy, super busy, but we were talking to him about safety. And one of the things he always talks about is driving. Distracted driving specifically.
Yeah. So we talked about this yesterday. And hey, just check this out. Any of you today, if you drive, you're in your van or you're in your car, and you stop at a red light and there's an HVAC guy next to you in a van, he's on his phone.
Take a look. Yep.
There's no question that if you stop at a light and look over, there's a plumber next to you, they're on their phone.
Got to make that next deal.
Like, hey, we gotta get home safe at night.
Here's the number one thing. Most of us in the service or install world are in a vehicle, and it's by far the biggest liability. I'm always going to be honest. I've been in a work truck accident, and I can tell you I felt about this small, and it stuck with me for a long time. And here's the thing. It was just an accident. They happen. That's why the word exists. But you got to do everything you can to avoid putting yourself in that position. It's bad for you, it's bad for your company, but it's bad for your teammates because that's if anything would happen, that's a huge distraction for your team. And our goal, as always, is to get you home to your loved ones and everybody else around. So I heard a stat that says after you take a phone call, you remain distracted for, I think it was another 40 seconds. Do yourself a favor. If you do have to talk, pull over. Your company probably has a policy. If it's hands-free, that's good. I understand dispatch is blowing up your phone. Customers are calling you back, or maybe you're a one-man shop and you've got you are the office and the tech. I get it. please, please, please do everything you can to minimize distracted driving. And as our reefer guy friend says, work safe, and be good human, right?
That's right.
So, yeah, that's a topic. Go home safe, be safe, and maybe when this episode's over, you can have a quick discussion about, the best tools to avoid distracted driving. So,
yeah, hey, and if you're a technician and somebody looks over and you're on the phone, they may think you're talking to dispatch, but you're just talking to your buddy.
That's
about
right.
90% of the time.
Absolutely. You're not on tech support all that time.
You're really not.
Because they keep you on hold. You can't possibly be talking to them. Just kidding. I love tech support. Some of my best friends are tech support.
Was it like telephone, teletech? It's how you communicate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Right.
Anyway, all right. So listen, that was a lot of preamble fun. Thank you, Jess. And distracted driving. Make sure you do the giveaway. But let's talk about why we're here, because this week we want to just talk about systems. We talked a lot about systems in the last season, and we really hit it because here's what Jerry and I have learned over the years: champions, winners, professionals, the people that you look up to. One thing we know is they don't wing it. They have a system, and at the Toolshed, we don't really care whose system you use. We just want to make sure you're using a system. And so whether it's our friends at Nexstar have a great system, there's tons of coaches have a system. I think Uncle Joe has a system. So as you're working through your day, we don't care. And by the way, this goes regardless of your trade. Systems help. And so we're just going to recap our system. And you can tell me if I've got these right, Jerry. We boiled it down to 5 basic steps, right? So the first step.
Before we get into that, let's just think about this for just a moment. Like it's all about the huddle, right? It's all about the huddle. And so we have a huddle, and it might be a team meeting. We have a huddle. We say, hey, this is the play, and you got to run that play. So whatever your play is, run that play. Like if you have a process, use that process. We're saying, hey, we got a good process and you can use ours, but if you have one, just use a process. Like that's what champions do. Nobody shoots from the hip and hits the target.
Not all the time.
Right?
Absolutely.
Not all the time. Sometimes you can, but not all the time.
That's right.
But like, listen, the whole team has to run the play. That's what the huddle's all about. We're going to call the play.
That's right.
Then we're all going to go out. We know what our assignments are.
Yep.
Like if you're the call center, you know what your assignment is.
Right on.
Like book that call.
That's right.
You got to book the call.
You know what
if you're a technician, you know what your play is. You got to go run that play. If you turn that lead over to a comfort advisor, they have a play. They got to run that play. When the customer gets to thinking, well, that doesn't match the rest of the team.
Yeah.
This guy does it this way. This girl does it this way. And then I got this third technician. He doesn't do it like everybody else. And then that's when you lose customers.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna do a deep dive to share with your entire team on that tomorrow. There's so much gold in what Jerry's sharing there. When you think about the huddle, the play, you say accidents happen at intersections. Accidents can happen in the handoff and the fumble,
Absolutely.
right? And so systems avoid fumbles. And remember, you don't need a system for every call. You just need them for the ones you wish you had a system for them. And unfortunately, by the time you know you should have ran a system, it's too late, and now you're doing the humana. Anyway, first step. It's always about get ready.
Get ready.
So when you think about our blue collar brothers and sisters getting ready as step one of a system, what does that mean to you, Jerry?
Well, you got to get ready for the call. Before you run every call throughout the day, you got to focus on that one customer.
You're right.
You got to let that baggage go from the last customer from yesterday, but you got to get ready mentally for that one customer. Physically, you got to get ready too.
Right on.
You got to make sure you have the right tools. You got to make sure you have the
right parts.
You stay hydrated.
Yep.
You have the right parts. Your van, you didn't leave your tools over, in your garage.
Yep.
Right? You didn't let your uncle borrow something over the weekend, and now you need that tool, right? So you got to get ready for the call. You got to get ready for the day.
Yeah.
But a lot of that comes down to having like a morning routine.
Right on.
Like I know you have a morning routine.
I do.
I have a morning routine. It's a life changer when you start your day the same way.
Yep. And listen, we're not talking about getting up and greeting the morning sun, with a downward dog yoga while, the incest wafts over you before you check your Bitcoin investments and write a chapter of your ground-shaking novel, right? We're not talking about that. We're just talking about like, hey, who are you checking in with? And, where are you hitting your reset? And one of the things I remember talking to one of our teams, and what they put in their get ready step is also appearance. You got to get ready. So they include things like clean truck. They include like, okay, it's okay to, walk around the shop like this, but if your company wants you to tuck in, hey, right before that first call, tuck in. And so getting ready is just making sure you're all about being absolutely centered and present for that customer as soon as you go in.
So you bring your best version of you
best self,
all the time to the call. Like the best version of you shows up each time. If it's an 8 o'clock call, if it's a 4 p.m. call, that's that best version of you going to that home, because that homeowner deserves that. That's what they're paying the premium price to get premium work from a premium person.
Love it.
Right? And here's the thing, when you have a morning routine and you start your day off well, we both do like a gratitude thing. We write down 5 things you're thankful for every single morning. And I love that. I absolutely love that.
My first one's always Jerry.
And so if you start your day, like you may want to read something spiritual.
Yep.
You may want to
intellectual.
You
may want to run the block. That's fine.
Yeah, you may want to do something like that, but like you have a routine, and when you stay in that routine, it triggers your mind. There's a left brain, right brain thing happening
Absolutely.
there. And
so lots to say.
It
can be summed up best by our friend Aaron Becker, who's going to join us. He says things that start well typically have a habit of ending well, and so it's all about the start, and you can do that at the beginning of the day, the beginning of every call. Awesome. Get ready. Then once we get ready, step 2. I love this. Super simple. Say hello. There's so much baked into that one. Tell me about what you see.
hello.
Is it me you're looking for? No. What's all wrapped up in saying hello?
Saying hello is all about first impression. It's all about first impression. So we've talked about the 7-11 rule. People make 11 decisions about you in the first 7 seconds that they meet you. So it's super important that you have a really good first impression. That first impression might be on the phone. Hey, this is Jerry. I'm about 15 minutes away from your home. Is there a certain place you want me to park? Like that voice inflection, you want to make a good first impression. When you drive up to that home, first impression is critical.
Oh my gosh.
People do business with people they like, trust, and know. And listen, if you go and you park in the driveway.
Run over the rose bush.
You park in the driveway, now they don't like you. You ring the doorbell and wake up the baby that they've spent like 2 hours trying to get the baby to go to sleep because they know the HVAC guy's coming.
Right.
You wake up the baby, now they don't like you. So you want to knock on the door.
Yep.
You want to back up.
Yep.
Like you want to back
Give
up.
them some space.
You don't want to be like right in somebody's face. Right? Right?
That's
You
it.
want to back up. And,
Yeah.
and it's okay to smile and
Absolutely.
put on a smile
Yep.
and do the Jerry wave.
Please.
The Jerry wave looks like this. 100% of the time, if you go to somebody's house in residential HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, doesn't matter your trade, 100% of the time, when you knock on the door, before they open up the door, they're going to peek out the window. They're going to open up the curtain. When they open up the curtain, lean in, put a big smile on your face, and wave at them.
That right there is worth the price of admission.
I think the cameraman waved back to me there. Hey, and so wave at them a little bit. Do it the Jerry way. I didn't come up with this. I've just trained about 1,000 people on this. And, it's not crazy. It's not like from the hip. Yeah. It's thoughtful.
Yeah.
I'm a nice person. You're safe. It's okay to let me in. I'm not scared of your bulldog. Right? I have a bulldog too. Mine's kind of ugly. Yours is kind of cute.
Yep, there's a lot going into saying hello. First impressions, I think it was Will Rogers says you only get one chance to make a first impression, right? And it's so critical. We're going to talk later in the week about, common objections or pricing stuff. And it's amazing how, a successful end of the call is nothing more than the culmination of every step you've taken so far. So we're gonna say hello. All right.
Hey, one thing there, like we want to talk about having a clean uniform.
Yep.
I know some really good technicians that carry around a couple of uniforms with them.
Right on.
If they were through the mud throughout the day, they got a lot of crap all over them, they'll change shirts.
Yep. Yep.
You know, but because listen, you say, well, hey, I got a great personality. Once they meet me, they'll love me. But listen, how you look shows up before your personality does.
Yeah, right on.
So you got to have a good first impression.
Yep. All right, a couple minutes. Let's rattle through. Discovering the facts. Discover the facts. This is, I think, one of the most obvious things that we do in the trades and the service. But also, I think it's the most misunderstood and stressful. Like, what are we there for? How should we do it? How should we think? Where should we focus? What's the quick version of that, Jerry?
Quick version is this. Discovering the facts is all about asking good questions. Oh. Tony Robbins says successful people just ask better questions.
Yeah.
So you want to learn how to ask questions, and it can't all be about the air conditioner. I was looking for the air conditioner.
It's right there.
It can't all be about the air conditioner. It's got to be about the people.
Right.
So you want to split that up. So you got people questions, and then you got equipment questions.
Oh,
if you only ask about the equipment, man,
you're missing half the picture.
It won't write you a check.
Yeah, you're missing half the picture.
And if you only ask about the people, then like you gotta.
I'm telling you,
going on.
if I'm a service manager right now, I'm probably at the end of this, I'm probably spending 10 minutes thinking about people questions, equipment questions.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's gold and then there are hills, as they say.
Like they could pause the tape.
Yep.
Write down 5 people questions. Write down 5
and then share them.
questions about equipment.
Absolutely.
Here, you do my paper and I'll do your paper. And,
right on.
And like I'm going to read his paper, his question, and be like, oh, that's a good question.
That's a good one.
Or hey, don't ask that question.
Right.
That's a terrible question.
Right on.
Right.
Okay, so we've discovered the facts. What's next? Sharing solutions.
We're going to share solutions. And really, listen, that's this giving people options on what they want to do. We know that for a fact that if you say, hey, you got a part that's broken, it's $450, do you want to do it, yes or no? That you've backed that customer into a corner and now it's fight or flight.
Yep.
And people don't like that. People don't want one choice.
Right.
They want options.
Right.
You bundled your homeowner's insurance with Geico. I've been
50 minutes or less.
Yeah. And so listen, you bundle your insurance. You bundle a lot of things.
Yep.
You should bundle your options.
And just give them choices.
Yeah.
That's it. So I think we're gonna talk a lot about that, especially when it comes to common objections. We're gonna do a whole episode on that, and then pricing stuff, whole episode on that. And lastly, it's the review. So we've got ready. We've said hello. We've discovered facts. We've shared solutions. What is the deal with the whole review thing?
So first of all, you want to think about review. 2 reviews. The first review is, hey, here's the work that I've completed. Here's how the air conditioner looked before I cleaned it. Here's how it looked after I cleaned it. Right? So you're reviewing your work. Earlier, you mentioned this, so I went ahead and did this.
Right on.
Right? So we're reviewing what the work we did, and then we're asking for a review.
Right on.
In the beginning of the call, you can ask them, hey, have you read any reviews about us?
Plant that seed.
How did you find out about us in the beginning? And then you can come back to it at the end. We all use reviews. We all read reviews.
Absolutely.
Man, I love it when on our Facebook group when I see a company saying, we got 1,000 Google reviews.
Yep.
1,000 people.
Yep.
They don't all have to be perfect, but it's 1,000 people telling their friends and family who they should use. And so review is a good one.
It's a good one. We got a 1-star review on Toolshed. Worst episode of home improvements they've ever seen, and Tim Allen's really let himself go. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't do that. No,
hey,
that's it.
The reviews are actually in for Toolshed, and that's why we're back. I'm kind of
hit.
long-winded today because I'm so happy to be back in the Toolshed. Just let me keep talking.
No. This is it. 5 steps to success. Champions follow a system. Your goal today is run every call with your system, whichever one it is. If you want to borrow ours, great. Mazel tov. If not, I guarantee somebody on your team can tell you what your system is. But please, run every call. Your customers deserve it. You deserve the better outcome from having a system, and your family deserves the results of you having a better system. So, lot there. Jerry, it's been a minute.
It is good. Hey, listen.
Take us out.
Hey, this is just the huddle, and we've called the play.
Right on.
Now you got to go. You got to go run the play. right? Today, run the play, man. Run the play. But hey, be good so you can do good. Be good at your job so you can do good in your community. Be good at what you do so you can do good in your career. Be good out there and so you can do good.
Thanks for coming to the Toolshed.
My man, Eddie.
We will see you in the wild.
Hey, have a great day. See you soon.